What is it that we're aiming to do with our churches? What is it that we're aiming to do in our ministries? Welcome to this, your daily 180 Bible study. This week we're looking at John the Baptist. As a matter of fact, we're wrapping this study up today. Some people would characterize the faith of John as an extreme faith, a fanatical faith, just over the top, ridiculous. But in fact, it's really the kind of faith that each one of us needs to have. As we look at John the Baptist, one of the things that we see about him as he went about preaching, now get this, his numbers decreased. Isn't that something? I mean, the big thing in churches today is you got to always be growing more and more and more. Well, as a matter of fact, John actually would turn people away through his preaching. And not only that, John ultimately pointed people away from himself and to Jesus. In John chapter 3 and beginning at verse number 26, his disciples come to him and they say, "Rabbi, he who was with you beyond the Jordan, to whom you have testified, behold, he is baptizing, and all are coming to him." I mean, what's the problem here? This shouldn't be happening. And John's going to go on and say, no, it's right, it's appropriate. As a matter of fact, in verse number 29, he's going to say, he must increase, I must decrease. And you know, the reality is that when we're doing our very best to point people to Jesus, it may be that the numbers decrease because a lot of folks are not really thrilled about the Jesus of the Bible. You say, oh, that's not true, Bill. No one ever turns away from the true Jesus. Oh, really? Over in John chapter 6 and verse number 66, Jesus had been preaching and teaching, and there was a group there that they weren't too thrilled about the things that he was teaching. And listen, this is one of the saddest verses in the Bible. From that time, many of his disciples went back and walked with him no more. And you notice Jesus doesn't run after him and say, wait, I'll change my message. You want something else to jazz up the worship? I mean, what is it that you want that will get you excited? No, that's not what Jesus does. Jesus then turns to the 12 in verse number 67 and says, do you want to go away? You see, here's the bottom line. Jesus has a message. Jesus has an agenda. And either you accept his agenda or you go on. Oh, that's hard, Bill. No, that's biblical. We need to have that kind of faith in our lives. Thank you for being with us this week, and join us again next week for your Daily 180.